Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the evil that men do. Father God, I pray and ask that you help me to have mercy on others the same way I would want you to have mercy on me. Father God, I also ask that you help me to be quick to forgive and slow to get angry. Amen, amen, amen. These young dudes out here don't respect shit until you put the barrel in their ear and let the text spit. I just might catch a case on my next hit, remove their whole face on some special effect shit. So show respect, Drake, or I'ma have a flashback. Digging through the dresser like fuck it, where my mask at? The mash back with the banger and damage shit and say fuck everything I learned in anger management. Hop back on some east side manning shit and push a nigga's top back when I let the cannon spit. Start planning shit, premeditation. I'm in love with the streets again, rededication. Casket or cremation when I shoot you down. I was built for the smoke like a hookah lounge. I keep big shit that sound like a bazooka sound, and I shoot quicker than ain't gotta be a hoop around. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with the 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Gun on me, it ain't never for show, homie. I'm far from a bully, but I'm never a hoe. Get out of line, my Beretta will blow. Real talk, we can take the beef wherever we go. I bring it to your front door like I'm Uber Eats. I guarantee you listen up when this Ruger speaks. Plus I maneuver through these streets like a ghost, and I'm handy with the heat. I cook a nigga like a roast. On me, homie, this is not a boast. I will still come through, boy, and stop a nigga's post. Play him close, man, air will ease it. Quickly off the waistband, man, and air will squeeze it. Leave you niggas laid out dead or paraplegic. Niggas playing in these streets while I'm very strategic. I come to your house dressed like the gas man, shoot you 9 times.
Generic Viagra and CVS costs $45 per 100 milligram tablet. But with a newly
Stretched by the trash can. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with the 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. I don't put shit on Facebook, I just holler in person. Put the pistol in your mouth while you're hollering and cursing. All that shit you kept rehearsing and put on your live, got your clap with the big 4-5, you bitch nigga. If you tell me to pull up, I'ma do that. That nigga who was whooping first nigga that I shoot at. Ski mask on my face, bystanders be like, who that? I ain't with the talking, bitch, boy, I thought you knew that. Leave his brains where my shoe at and bounce like I'm on a trampoline. Leave you laid out, nigga, like you camping on the scene. If you want something sweet, grab a peach or tangerine. Niggas won't smoke, well fuck it, I'ma let them handle steam. AR with the beam, you see the red dot? We tug on this trigger, nigga, it'll make your head pop. Blood pouring down to your shoes, call it Red Sox. Your brains hanging all over your shoulders like some dreadlocks. Expect the gang of dead off if they ever cross the line. The Lord said in the Bible, oh, revenge is mine. So I'm just trying to find a righteous path between the two. Before I lose control and do the shit I used to do. This being humble shit is new. I'm trying to turn the other cheek, but I ain't never been a bitch, so watch your mouth when you speak. Your mercy's what I seek, so I pray on bended knees. Don't let me get the K with the extended clip and squeeze. Lord, please. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with the 3 straps, a ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps.
All right, y'all. That's my boy, 16tolife.com. Actually, Brother Eric, you can find him at 16tolife.com. You can go get his merchandise. You can go to his webpage, 16tolife, his YouTube page. Man, funny cat. Good dude, man. Just a good-hearted dude. Go over there and check him out, man. Support the young brother. Well, yeah, young to me. He's he's up there, but still, man, he did 24 years out there, in the California penal system out there on the U-word. So let's support the brother if we can, man. If you got a job, you can give the brother. You know what I'm saying? He's a funny dude. He can do voices. He can do comedy. He's a funny cat, man. Real good dude. Real good-hearted dude, man. If you get a chance to work with him, go on over there to 16 to Life and go check him out. Shout out to Brother Eric. All right, we back in the house, y'all. And I see the hard-driving soldier, Risa Neal, is back in the house. Glad to see you in the building, sis. Good to have you. You know what I'm saying? you can't have a good nation without a good woman. You gotta have a good woman to have a good nation. You know what I'm saying? And whatever you're doing, if you don't have the support of a good woman, man, you got nothing. You got nothing, man. You have nothing. Shout out to Sister Risa, man. She's down, you know what I mean? She is down for the righteousness, man. Or what we trying to push is righteousness over here. Shout out to Sisterhood, Risa Neal in the house day one. She was right there when the shovel went into the ground. Shout out to Risa Neal. And shout out to everybody else in the bushes. All right, I felt like I'm gonna do a little quick one. I'm gonna do a quick one tonight. We in California. It's 6:16 p.m. So I thought I'd throw a little one together real quick for us. And my question to y'all is: if black men are not responsible for the black community, who is? It seems like, and okay, so why are you saying this, Clarence? Why are you saying this? It seems like many times where I go on the internet, it's much easier to find black men who shout out to Big Vaughn. Shout out to Brother Vaughn in the house. Yeah, man, we back. I'm gonna throw a little one together, probably be about an hour and a half, and then we out of here. My question is, I go to a lot of places in my algorithms. I don't know about y'all algorithms, but my algorithms, if I get black people in my algorithms, especially particularly black men, most of the time they will be ducking and dodging the responsibility of, fixing or correcting some of the ills that's going on in the black community. For whatever reason, a lot of times they have a lot of different, I don't want to say excuses, but they got a lot of reasons why they say, one of the ones they say is they throw out there is the women, black women don't listen. That's true. A lot of times they don't. They won't. But the reason why is because of us. They're not listening to us because of us. Right? It's not no reason why they're not inherently set up to not listen to us. It's just they watch us move and they say and when they looking at us, see, a lot of times people say, well, submission. The black woman should submit to the black man. Well, the black woman's not going to submit to you if you an idiot. You might be sexually potent. You might be a sexual dynamo, but that don't mean she's going to submit to you overall. You follow what I'm saying? But I think we as black men, we think like that. We think, well, if I can bring you money and I can provide sexual pleasure, then you should submit to me. Submission happens in the spirit. Oh, here we go again, Brother Clarence. Here you going. Submission happens in the spirit. If you spiritually are on the same level as her, then she is not going to submit to you because she looks at you as an equal. And women think like this. If you're not, most women, I should say, most women think like this. Why should I submit to someone who is not superior in intellect and discipline than me? Why should I submit to someone like that? I'm already a piece of work. Let me get back to this. I'm already a piece of work. if I'm a piece of work, then and this person now you a piece of work, then we just gonna be a piece of work in a bad situation, right? That's typically the black community, right? A bunch of one night stands and unwanted children, right? Well, the government wants them definitely. The government and these prisons want them. They got some place for them to be, right? we as parents, most of the time, we don't want them unless we can get a benefit out of them, right? We get a check or something happening, or they can play basketball good or something. They bring us some type of attention or fame or whatever, right? But most of the time, when they're not pre-planned or expected, we're looking at these children like, what? Why are you? We're upset with the children. Shout out to Brother Chris. Good to have you in the building, my brother. Double duty. Everybody doing double duty. I appreciate y'all today, man. The ones that flew double duty today did double duty today. Risa, Vaughn, Chris, everybody that's here so far has done double duty today. So glad to have all of y'all in the building, man. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, man. So the black community has a lot of different issues going on. Has a lot of different issues going on. But my contention is that what I noticed is just an observation. And now I'm gonna put the link out real early for y'all because y'all can come up and tell me whether I'm wrong or right. But is that the way y'all see it? I mean, I look around and I see black men a lot of times. They have all these different other reasons outside of black men themselves why the black community is they say that it's black women, it's the white man, it's the white woman, it's the alphabet community, it's this, it's the single mothers, it's so many different other variables that they will attach themselves to, that but they won't acknowledge. A lot of times they won't acknowledge their role in the situation. Now, this is what I'm looking at, and I don't know if they see it this way, but this is the way I see it. If you go into the white community and there's a problem in the white community, the white woman looks at the white man and says, "Well, what are you going to do about it?" And then he goes out and he figures out something. He goes and figures out how to fix it. In the Latino community, when you go in the Latino community, shout out to Brother Anderson, glad to have you in the building again. Yeah, we back again. You see, you have another show tonight. Double duty again, man. Another person doing double duty, Brother Anderson, my Taurus brother. Shout out to you, brother. Yeah, we back at it again. If we go into the Latino community and there's an issue in the Latino community that needs to be addressed, the Latino woman will look at the Latino man and say, "Okay, well, what are you gonna do about it?" And the Latino man will say, "Okay," and he'll get a plan together and go out and try to do whatever you got to do to address that issue. In the Asian community, it's the same thing, right? So any issue that is not correct in those communities, the men are typically going to be held responsible for those issues. It's only the black community where the men of the community want to not be held responsible for the situation or not participate in the alleviation of the problem, right? You see black men out here, they say, "Oh man, there is no black community. There ain't no black community." You don't have to acknowledge it if you don't want to, but it's there, right? I mean, the black community is there. All you got to do is find Martin Luther King Boulevard, wherever city you from. Go to the part where there's Martin Luther King Boulevard, and just start dipping off the streets off of Martin Luther King Boulevard, and you'll see OG Patrice back in the building. Everybody doing double duty today. Glad to see y'all, man. Glad to have y'all back in the building. And you'll see the black community. But because blacks are going in both directions. They're more black affluent people and they're more black poverty people. So we're going in both directions, not at the same speed, not at the same quantity. There's way more people and black people going into poverty than there is going into affluency. And unfortunately, the affluent blacks are at odds with the poverty blacks in America, because the affluent blacks, or the ones that perceive themselves as affluent, they look at themselves and they say, buddy boy, I picked myself up by my bootstraps. Why don't you pick yourself up by your boot? You just lazy. You just lazy. That's why you're poor, because you're lazy. But the reality is we have a cultural we have a fragmented cultural understanding of what it takes to become successful in America. We don't have an understanding of what success is, right? If you ask 10 black people what success is, you're gonna have 10 different answers. But I think most of them will align on money, though. They'll say, you're successful if you got a certain amount of money in the bank. Are you? See, what is actually success? What is success? You got all kind of money in the bank and a dissatisfied woman and crazy children. You can't even satisfy your mistress. You can't satisfy mistress number 1 or mistress number 2, but you're a high value man. You're a high value man. You can't even satisfy yourself. That's why you got one mistress, then another mistress, then another whatever else you got going on out there, right? Because you can't never be satisfied. Why? Because you don't have an understanding of what satisfaction is. You don't have an understanding of what success is. Success is satisfaction. Y'all gonna get that one in about 10 years. Success is satisfaction. That's all you can get, is be satisfied. And when you get to the point where you're satisfied with your condition, with your, and when I say satisfied, you're probably never going to be satisfied with your condition, because you always should be trying to improve yourself. But you should be satisfied with the process. This is a process we're in. Patrice said, it's a lot of false flagging out there in these YouTube streets. Yeah, I know, Patrice. I know. But we try. You know what? It's not going to be said. It's not going to be said that we didn't try to put the information out here so that people could see the difference. We're going to show them what it looks like to be not satisfied with where you are, but satisfied with the process. In Islam, they have a thing called the Hajj, right? Where everybody walks around. There's a stone called the Kaaba. They walk around that Kaaba. Why? Why do they do that? Why is it called the Hajj? The Hajj means journey. It's a journey. Life is a journey. You never get to you're never gonna get to the Kaaba, but you're trying to get to the Kaaba, which is perfection. That's what you always on the journey to perfection. But you never gonna get there. But you understand that it's a journey that you must take. It's a journey that you must take. It comes. That's what's on the ticket when you come out of the womb. The ticket says, okay, now you have a journey for how many every years you got, or days or months or weeks or whatever. You on this journey, and your journey is to try to perfect yourself, get yourself as close to perfection as you can, right? That's why in Islam, when you see them go to the Kaaba, it don't matter if you're a billionaire or a peasant on the street. You have to everybody dressed the same way. Why? Because we all on the same journey. It's a symbolism to keep us focused on the fact that we ain't perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. We're not perfect. But we constantly reaching for perfection. You know what I mean? We constantly reaching for perfection. None of us is perfect. Nothing is perfect in this world. That's why you have a symbol pi. Pi is the relationship between the radius of a circle and the circumference of a circle. You have pi, correct? That's mathematics, right? But why is pi always changing? It's a number it's not a solid number. It always changes, right? You're always going to have different digits at the end of pi. Why? Because there is no perfect circle. That's the first lesson right there. There is no perfect circle. But we working on it. We working on it. There is no perfect circle. It's just not, right? Because motion dictates that things are going to change all the time. And then with life, you get motion, right? How did I get over here? Because this is very important. It's going to tie back into black men. But nothing's perfect. But it always has to be worked on. We always have to be stepping into trying to reach perfection. So the black community is in disarray. It is. I don't think any of us, I don't think anybody would disagree with that. It's pretty much in disarray. Whether you on the side of, you want it to be in disarray, or you on the side, like most of us over here, we want it to not be in disarray. It's in disarray. There's many things that need to be fixed. But where are the men to come out? Well, if women would just do what we tell them to do, then come on, man. If you look at every other society, women are not being held responsible for the looks of the community. And when I see one of these dudes say this kind of crazy stuff, like, oh, well, there is no black community, or the black community is trash, I don't get it. I mean, don't you realize what you're saying? You're saying that we as black men are so weak, we're not going to, and then we're not even going to, we don't have enough integrity to even try to jump in here and try to change the situation. Let's follow our slave masters' children into the promised land, right? I mean, I don't got no problem with, first of all, I don't have no problem with nobody white because they're white. I don't have no problem with nobody black because they're black, or Latino or Asian, or all other, any other. But if you're doing wrong, you're doing wrong. As a group or an individual or whatever, if I know about it, I'm calling you out. Just like I hope you'll call me out. If I do something wrong, you'll call me out and say, hey, Clarence, what you doing? Right? Man came over here last week, said, hey, brother, you really offended this lady. You know what I mean? I didn't see it that way. But when he said that, at first I didn't see it that way, rather, let me say it like that. But when he said it like that, I had to take a second look at it and say, okay. Now what I wanted to do was to let them know I was upset with them. What I didn't want to do was to insult them or offend them. And if I did that, I went too far. Right? Oh, Clarence, don't back off of your stance. Don't back off of your stance. That's going to make you look weak. No, weakness is not being able to see the error of your ways and then making a move off of it. That's weakness. Oh, I got to stick to this position because all these people behind me, they said, they going to think, they ain't going to think that, they going to think less of me. Well, the people that's going to think less of you for doing the right thing, right? Do you really need them in your camp? Do you really need them in your camp? Black men, you've been around since forever. Elijah Muhammad said, there is no birth record for the black man. There is no birth record for the black man. Well, no, so far nobody has proved him wrong. Right? Why don't black men want to fix the community? Because you know why? Most of them look at it like it's an L. They look at the black community as an L, and they don't want to be associated with it, with having an L. Why? Because it's ego. It's ego. They learned off the slave master that ego is important. Gotta have an ego. Ego is important. I'm big man that don't like the black community. Look, boss. I don't like the black community either, boss. I don't like them either, boss. And I'll talk about them just like you, boss. Whatever you say, boss. I'm gonna vote for you, boss. You don't have to tell me what you gonna do for me, boss. You don't have to say nothing, boss. Just the fact that your skin is white, I'm voting for you, boss. And white people don't even do that, right? At least most white people got enough sense to say, hey, man, we got to go with the dude that's going to do us the way we need to be done, right? Yeah, there's some that's going to be like, man, I'm not going to let no N-word into this camp. Yeah, there's some of them like that. But most of them, for the most part, all they want to do is be safe. They want to raise their children and have their family safe. Pretty much. That's what most of us want in America. We pretty much want our children to be able to raise our children and live in a safe neighborhood. Right? But black men, we just don't want to do the work. We got children out here, man. We got black children. Black children. Unaborted. Unaborted black children sitting in foster care right now. Sitting in orphanages right now. Living out there on the street right now. Why? Because the father ain't there. Yeah, it's tough on them when the mother's not there. But the father's not being there, that's double hard. That's double hard. Why? Because the father is the one that brings the rule and standards of acceptance. The mother don't have to bring those standards of acceptance. Why not, Clarence? Because the mother's dealing with survival. The mother deals with survival. And standards may have to change for survival. What do you mean? What you talking about, Clarence? You may be, just like some of you cats pay child support. Let's say you pay $100. I'm paying $100 for this child support. Man, $100 won't even feed a rabbit in this economy, right? But some of y'all out here like, damn, I gotta pay $100 every month, right? Yet you got 15-inch rims on a car that you can't afford out there, right? And you screaming about paying $100, $75, $100. I had a friend one time. She was telling me we was cracking up. We was eating lunch. We was cracking up. She was telling me about how her daughter's father was paying $75 a month. $75 a month in child support. I said, how's the girl? 15. I said, wait a minute, hold on. What's $75 a month gonna do for a 15-year-old? She said, I tried to tell him, man, things cost go up, but he doesn't understand that. He don't understand that this baby's gonna get bigger. They're gonna eat more. They're gonna need their clothes gonna be more expensive. He didn't get that. I said, now, wow, man. And a lot of our brothers don't. Why? Because their chief goal is to peacock on each other. They run around to peacock on each other. Yeah, I'm a big man. I slept with 30 girls. I'm a big man. Oh, you slept with 30? I slept with 40 girls. I'm a bigger man than you. Oh, I'm a bigger man than both of y'all because I slept with 50 girls, right? It's a never-ending pissing contest, right? With black men, never-ending pissing contest. Brother Daryl, good to have you in the building, brother. Appreciate you, man. This is a brother, man. If you can support this brother right here, man, if you haven't already subscribed to Daryl Long, if you can support this brother, man, this brother is really, trying to make some good moves with his life, man, trying to, accepting some things that he needs to change and trying to, move his life into a better place. If you haven't already subscribed to Daryl Long, please go over there and give him a try and see if that's the kind of content you are down with, man. Because, I really respect this brother. I'm growing in respect for the brother, man. Because the young brother is really, changing the game the way he's doing things. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he's perfect. Don't throw a party for him yet. But definitely show the brother some love. Encourage the young brother, man. Because he's really trying and he's really, as far as I can see, he's keeping his word and moving in a positive direction. So shout out to Brother Daryl Long. But go on over there and check him out if you haven't already subscribed to Daryl Long's page. Brother Doberman alias Taipan, what do you got to say, brother? He says there's a small group of black men sleeping with the majority of black men. Holy smoke. They don't speak to the majority. I don't know what you mean by that, Brother Taipan. I don't know what you mean by that. But I know that the minority of black men speak for the majority of black men when the majority of black men don't speak out against what the minority is saying. Do you follow what I'm saying? If the minority let me give you on another example. This is something that Dr. Khalid used to say all the time. Dr. Khalid Muhammad, what he used to say is, he said, if America is about the majority and the majority rules, if the majority of white people wanted us to not be poor, then they would help us get these programs together so that we wouldn't be poor, right? Since most of them at that time were the controlling interest in the government politics, right? But because the majority is not covered by the minority. The minority can actually move the majority if the majority doesn't speak out, right? That's what I'm saying about it. And Brother Anderson says we should be saying I own 50 homes. We should, and we can. It's a strategy. It's a strategy. Brother Anderson, it's a strategy. One thing you have to give the Caucasian people, man, is they came up with strategy. When they came to fight, especially the Africans, they knew that physically they just was outmatched. Physically, I mean, the Africans would run faster. Plus, they knew the terrain and they could run faster and they could deal with the animals. And they just could not compete with the African in a straight up fight, right? So they came up with something called strategy. Strategy is a way of doing something outside of the normal way, outside of the straight up way. Now you have a different way you can approach the situation, and you can still be successful and conquer your enemy, right? For example, let's take the blankets and coverings filled with smallpox that were given to some of the Native American people for the express purposes of killing them off. That didn't even work with them, right? That didn't work with them. But that was given to them for the express purposes of just wiping them out, right? Because the Caucasian came over, and the Caucasian, he came up with personal property ownership, right? That is a concept that the Native American didn't have no idea of, the concept of personal property. They never even had that kind of idea. So they would see a fence. They were used to walking across the plains, to get water or to go visit another tribe, and there would be these fences up that impeding their water. They were like, "What's this? What is this?" And It had to be broken down to them what a fence was. This is my land. On this side of this is my land. You can't come in here without my permission. Native American, that was a concept they had never even had in their mind, right? Because to them, this land belongs to the earth, all of us, and we're sharing it, right? We're sharing it. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. Let me get back to why my topic. Brother Taipan says, there's a small group of flamboyant and backwards black men who sleep with the majority of black women. Okay. The small group of men the black women love tend not to be the most effective. Understood. Got you now, Taipan. Got you. Okay, so let's deal with that. Okay, so these women that you're speaking of, right? They are the ones having a lot of these unwanted babies, right? Because most of the guys that sleep with these type of women, most of these type of guys that sleep with these type of women are usually not looking to procreate. They're looking to just have a sexual experience, and the procreation happens as it's supposed to. That's the way it was set up to happen. And now they realize, uh-oh, I'm on the hook for this child. I don't want no child. I don't want the responsibility of taking care of a child. Don't call me back. Talk to the woman, right? But these are the kind of women these women, a lot of times, because they're young, they don't have an understanding of what they should be looking for in a man that they procreate with. A lot of times we'll get in the bed with men, and they think just because you're a man, you're going to step up if a baby comes through that womb. That's like assuming that a woman is going to be clean. No, not always. Not always. You would figure most women are clean, right? Not always. Not always. Not always. Taipan says, the productive black men have less mating opportunities with their women. Just like in nature, selection governs the trajectory of the group. Well, see, the problem is, who are they selecting? See, that's the thing, Taipan. Who are you selecting? Who are you selecting? Are you selecting women that, and what is the basis of your selection? What's the foundation of why you selecting these women? I selected this woman because of, let's just be honest, I wanted to have sex with her. I just want to have sex with her. I wanted to see what it would be like to dominate this female in particular, sexually, right? My goal wasn't to impregnate her. My goal was to just have sex with her and have my way with her, and have her let me have my way with her, right? That's the problem. That's the problem. But see, that goes back to a whole other thing about how we as men, I'm talking about all colors of men, we have been so super sexualized as we've grown up. They've used girls in bikinis to sell breakfast cereal. I mean, they use girls in bikinis to sell everything, almost, just about, right? And you saw in cartoons, these cartoons like Pepe Le Pew, right? Pepe Le Pew, that would be called harassment today, right? He chases the girl down and he grabs her in their arms and kisses all over, right? Pepe Le Pew would be sitting in jail today, right? But you saw that cartoon, so you figure, oh, that's how it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be crazy over girls like that. And you've been assimilated into being that way. So now, when you get to an age where you have your machinery is effective, your plumbing is working, you're not looking to impregnate nobody, but that's part of the process. That's part of the process. If you don't take a step or two to prevent that, that's what's going to happen. So we can't say, and if we pick and see, you know what it is, Taipan, we don't have the duty. We don't accept duty. See, there's duty in being a man, but black men don't want the duty that goes with it, right? You want the white man to do the work, the black woman to adore you, and you don't have to do nothing. But that's how it was on this plantation, right? The white man made all the decisions. Not you. You didn't make no decisions. You didn't decide who's going to stay on the plantation and leave. White man decided that. White man decided everything. White man decided who lives in the house, then who lives in the attic, and who lived in the basement. The white man decided it. The white man. The white man told your woman, if he wanted to have sex with your woman, he told your woman to meet him around the back of the shack. You didn't do nothing about it. And you still ain't doing nothing about it. Come on, talk to me, somebody. Talk to me. All right, let me see. Type in what you got to say, brother. Respectfully, Brother Clarence, rich or poor, educated and uneducated, old, young, etc. Our women have took the feminist pill. Correct. I agree with you on that. Type in. Same issues at higher and lower class. But the question you're not asking yourself, type in, why did that pill even look tasty enough to them to take? Why did it look even tasty enough for them to take? Why didn't they look at that pill and say, shit, you crazy. I'm not taking that pill. My man ain't did nothing to me. You gonna get on out of here with that pill. Why didn't they say that? See, we don't ask the right questions. We'll ask the right questions. Why was she able to be misled into the fact of thinking that she's oppressed by you? That's a good question. See, but we don't want to ask some real questions, right? We just want a boogeyman to blame. The white man. We want to blame a boogeyman. The white man. It's all the white man's fault. It's all the white man's fault. I can't get nowhere because the white man won't let me go nowhere. We do have the same issues, though. I have to give you that one, type in. We do have the same issues. He says, in the peer network of my sisters and my college peers, the women are from two-parent homes, okay, well-educated, etc. The women are solo parents, cat ladies, etc. Anything but normal. You know what, brother? But why? See, the question you're not answering yourself is, why are black women in this condition? Is it because of their own fault? Then how can you ask somebody to submit to you when you ain't even in a position to lead them out of the confusion and chaos they're in? Huh? Sometimes women just ain't gonna listen to you. Sometimes a woman just ain't gonna listen to you. Why? Because they can hide. They can hide their true nature, right? Come on, talk to me, somebody. Come on, talk to me, somebody. They can hide who they really are. I think there's a book. I think it's called the Bible. It's called the Bible. In that Bible, there's a prophet named Lot. There's a prophet named Lot, and God tells this prophet, hey, I'm going to get rid of this city. I'm going to get rid of Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm getting rid of them. I'm going to lay them out. He said, take your family and go. Lot says, well, I mean, Lord, you're going to kill all those people? You're going to get rid of all those people? I mean, that seems a little extreme. God said, okay, I'll tell you what you do. Go see if you can find 50 people that's righteous over there. If you can find 50, I call it all off. Come back, I can't find 50. Go find 40. Come back, can't find 40. Go find 30. Can't find 30. Go find 20. Can't find 20. Go find 10. Can't find 10. Go find one. Go find one. If you can find one righteous person other than yourself and your family, I say both of those cities. Come back and can't find them. Okay, this is what you do. Take your family and go. Because I'm gonna bury those cities. I've seen enough. The screams of injustice. I've heard enough. The wickedness has reached up to my ears. I've heard enough. I'm gonna level them. So he takes his family and he walks and he tells his family, keep moving forward. Because God told him, hey, don't look back. Don't look back. If you look back, you're going to be turned into a pillar of salt. Why? Because if you see the stuff that's going on, the stuff that's going on, the level of that city, you're going to be so messed up. You're going to have PTSD at the 10th degree. You ain't going to be able to recover from that. So Lot told his family, hey, we all going to walk, his daughters and his wife. Come on, let's go. They got to a certain distance from the city, and they start hearing the screams and the hollering and the people crying and and just all of the death and destruction. And Lot's wife couldn't help herself. She turned around and looked. And what happened? She turned into a pillar of salt. What you mean a pillar of salt? You think people do people turn into pillars of salt? Do trees have knowledge? Come on, man. These are metaphors for different types of things that happen. Pillar of salt means she wasn't no good for nobody. She wasn't no good no more. They had to leave her there. She wasn't able, she was mentally so disturbed after seeing what was going on. They had to leave her there. And this man in his heart loved this woman, but he had to leave her there. That's what I'm saying. He didn't know the woman was going to do something like that. He didn't know. But is he better off that he got somebody like that out of his camp? Whose fault is it that she turned around and looked at it? Is it Lot's fault? He told her. Is it God's fault? God told him to tell Lot. God told Lot to tell her. Whose fault was it? See, sometimes, man, that's why character is so important. You got to look into the character of a person, because they can hide who they are. They can hide it. They can hide who they are. Brother Anderson said, but we all men, it starts with us. That's what I'm trying to get them to see, Brother Anderson. It all starts and stops with us, man. We can't be out here and saying, you gotta, I'm a leader. I'm a leader. You gotta submit to me. I'm a leader. You gotta submit to me. And your movements are questionable. Or your woman can look at you and say, I can move just as good as you. Why should I let you lead me? A woman is only going to submit to a superior intellect and spirituality. That's what she's going to submit to, a superior intellect and spirituality. There's some women that are a lot less intelligent that will submit to your physical appearance and prowess, which is fleeting. One day you won't have that physical appearance. One day you won't have that physical prowess. Then what? She gonna just leave because you don't have it? That's the thing. The real connection, you really connect with people spiritually. Many times intellectually, but spiritually. But I'm going on and on and on. Like my sister say, I digress. Brother Anderson said, Brother C, tell him what Lot did with his daughters. Hold on. I'm getting ahead of the game, Brother Anderson. I'll get into that, but I'm getting ahead of the game right now. Hold on. Let me stay where I'm at, because my point was the wife right now. But I hear you. I want to overfill the cup, Brother Anderson. But I hear you. I'm gonna get to that. But Taipan said, respectfully, I mentioned have had live-in fathers, live-in father education, influence, etc., and still they do. that's a choice. Well, sometimes Taipan it depends, right? You don't have no choice whether your father's gonna stick around. You know, some of our sisters are out here, brother, and a lot of them. I remember I made a video one time going in on the sisterhood. I mean, not going in, but just saying that their behavior leads to certain things, and just kind of going in. And a sister hit me on the back on the email and said, you know what, brother, I know you probably don't see it this way, but a lot of these sisters are hurt. A lot of these sisters have been dealt with and violated, and that's why they act the way they act. And I thought about it. I said, wow. And I remember I saw a statistic that said 3 out of 4 black women will have had some type of situation, misconduct situation happen to them in their lifetime. That's 75% of them, brother. Come on, man. Come on. We got to be for real out here. We got to be for real. See, we got to be honest, and it is a choice, brother. How we act, no matter how our parents did us and whatever situation we in. But influence is heavy sometimes, and sometimes the influence of parents is very heavy. It's supposed to be. That's the way it was set up, that we would influence each other like that, right? But Taipan says respectfully, I mentioned that in a higher class one, and still what they do. Okay, I understand it's a choice, brother. Really, I do. But what choice do black women have? I mean, you really think about it. Most of the time, black men that are coming after them are pretty much not in a mentality to want to be a family man. They're coming after them because they so super sexualized that they see the black woman as a woman that they can abuse sexually and not have to deal with the ramifications of the righteousness of that person, because they don't view black women as righteous beings, right? Because they see somebody like Meg Thee Stallion or Cardi B or Nicki Minaj or something like that, and they want to project that unrighteousness onto all black women, and that's not the case. Or because you got done wrong by one black woman, now all black women are this way, right? Or you got done by 2 or 3 black women. If you get done wrong by 2 or 3 black women, you have to say to yourself, what is going on here? Who is the common denominator in this situation? Who is it? Who's the common denominator? I mean, damn, man. If I pick one accountant and he steals my money, and I pick another accountant and he steals my money, and I pick another accountant and he steals my money, then I got to say, damn. I got to say, damn. I mean, eventually I gotta say to myself, maybe it's me. Maybe I got something to do with this situation. Maybe it's me. Sister Rita said, yes, Lord, because really the only things we got to do is live and die and testify. I mean, really, when it boils down to it, Rita said, I heard some people saying it's dad's fault for spoiling his daughters, but I thought they said it's because our mama, the way we were raised and act a certain way. I'm confused. The father is the one, Sister Rita, that sets the standard by which the order of the house is kept, right? Now, if the person or the woman in the house who is looking for someone to set order respects the man, then they will follow his instruction and order. If she don't respect the man or don't know how to respect the man, then she's only going to respect you as far as she can, right? A person only can walk as far as they can walk. You trying to get somebody who can only walk a mile to do a 5K. It ain't going to happen. And then you're going to be mad because they didn't run the 5K. And you keep entering them into these 5Ks, and they keep showing you that they can only go 1K, right? Either you going to have to shorten the marathon, or you going to have to understand that they're not going to do it. You're going to have to accept being disappointed all the time. But my thing is, why just put somebody who can't do something in a situation where they're going to constantly fail? But see, we don't want to do all this thinking about black women because we want to just say the black woman, the black woman is just an evil person, right? Brother Anderson said, yes, the man sets the standard. Absolutely, Brother Anderson. I appreciate it. It's all on us. It's all on us, man. We got to get out here and we got to be set. We have to set the standard. Now, will the woman always listen? Don't know. Those are things where you see if their character is right. Sometimes they have the character to listen to you, and sometimes they don't. Why? Because people can hide. Men and women, they can hide. How do you think these women turn around and say, I didn't even know this man was bisexual? Why? Because people can hide. They can get married and hide for years, and you won't even know. Why? Because you ain't checking for character. As long as they physically look good, and as long as they physically have the prowess, you just go along with the program, whatever they do, right? Whatever stupid decision they make. Create all kind of debt just so they can go around their friends in a $50,000 car that they can't afford. That $50,000 car could have put both of your children in a private school, right? A school of your choice that teaches the kind of curriculum that you want, right? But no, he didn't do that. He bought him. I know a dude, and I couldn't believe it when he told me. And I looked at him like, and he was like looking at me like, yeah, I know you want these. I know you do that. And I said, the dude I know, I know this dude. And he said, he was telling me about all these Jordans he had. And then he started getting up in the prices of, well, I got this pair, this was $200, and this pair was $300, this pair was $500. This pair was $800, this pair was $1,200, this pair was $1,500, this pair was $2,000. I said, man, you spent $2,000, actually $2,300. $2,300 on a pair of shoes. Yep. I said, man, why? Because I got them. And wearing them. No, don't. I'm not saying he got them like this is an investment. No. I mean, he was out wearing them outside. You know how y'all know how y'all people do, man. Y'all know how y'all folks do. Y'all folks have spent $3 billion on a stamp and mail it, right? Brother Anderson said, if she don't listen, that's when you treat her like Lot's wife and move on. You have to. You have to. Just don't do what Lot did afterwards. Yeah, he did. It was some ugly situations after that, but and I'll get into that later, Brother Anderson. I'm not gonna go into it now. But my point right now is black men and not take care of their responsibilities, right? Because Lot, you know. Well, I don't want to get into that. See, that's a lot of perspective right there. So I don't want to get into that. Let me leave that alone with him and his daughters and everything. Let me leave that alone right now. But the point is, it's on us as men to set the standard of the community, of the household, and then ultimately of the community, right? And if you have a broken and busted community, then you have a broken and busted man. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Sister Rita says some of these content creators are he-man, woman haters, just don't like females. Well, I don't think it's that they don't like females, Rita. They've just been so hurt, and their selecting has been so far off that to take the blame off of themselves and their selection process, they will put the blame on the women they've selected. In other words, you select a bad woman, but you expect her to be a good woman. And then now you mad at all women because the bad woman, you select a woman that's for the streets, and then you expect to take a woman that's for the streets, and just because you put a ring on her finger, she's going to drop the streets. No, a woman that has the streets in her hearts, she's rebellious in her heart. She's gonna stay rebellious. You ain't gonna get that rebelliousness out of her. Only thing that's gonna get that rebelliousness out of her is hard living. And are you really gonna want a woman after the hard living has taken its toll on her? That's the unfortunate part. Shout out to Brother Marcus Garvin. Glad to have you in the building, brother. Type in said, I worked at a company where we had 10 plus black men who were making in excess of 150K. Good for you, brother. Good for you. I hope you won. Well, I can't wait till I get to a super chat, man. You can just do the whole stream then. These men were either chronically single or with women from backgrounds that hate blacks. That's not normal. But see, here's the thing. In a situation like that, it goes back to what I was saying before. I was telling you that when you have men that have been rejected or scorned or done wrong, and you keep picking these type of women, right? You keep picking these type of women. I don't know if you guys was watching. I don't know if you guys was watching the lead attorney last night. Shout out to the lead attorney. I was watching the lead attorney last night. He mentioned me, by the way. Shout out to the lead attorney, but I didn't watch him for that. I was watching him do this thing about Jay Morrison and Tony the Closer, right? And so Tony the Closer, shout out to Mandrill. Good to see you in the building. Shout out to Brother New Growth. Good to see you in the building. And of course, Brother Tristan. And we do not do those McChickens out here, Tristan. But I was watching the lead attorney last night, right? And the lead attorney came up, and the lead attorney was trying to tell Tony the Closer. Tony the Closer was saying, hey, man, the reason why I have all these issues is because I got these bad lawyers. So if the lawyers didn't do right for me, so therefore all these lawyers I'm picking, they ain't doing right for me. So that's not my fault that I'm not able to deal with this legal situation right. And lead attorney's like trying to get them to understand, no, bro, this is your attorneys represent you. They are a reflection of you. If you don't pick the right attorney, that's on you, right? He's trying to get him to understand that, but he wouldn't understand. He wouldn't accept that. He just kept saying, well, they didn't mail it to me. They didn't mail me my stuff. And so the attorneys kept telling him, that's because your attorney didn't tell him the right place to mail it. And then he was like, well, then I didn't get it, so it ain't on me. And the attorney's like, but that is on you because that's your attorney. You paying this person to get this stuff right. This is something you need to be very involved with. For what? He didn't get it. See, he didn't get it. It's his fault. If I pick an accountant, if I pick the first accountant spends all my money. I pick a second accountant. The second accountant spends all my money. I pick a third accountant. The third accountant spends all my money. Then I got to say to myself, okay, wait a minute. What is? Yeah, he is a former NFL player, Tristan. He is definitely. What is the connection there? What's the common denominator in this situation? The common denominator is me. I'm picking these accountants. And for whatever reason, I keep picking accountants that's trying to get over on me. So that's something I need to look at myself. Why am I picking people that want to get over on me? But black men don't look at it that way. We don't look at that. We pick one woman and she try to get over on us. And we pick another woman and she try to get over us. And we pick another woman and she try to get over. So we just say, all accountants are bad. There is no good accountant. Yeah, there's good accountants in there. You just gotta vet them better. You got to sit down with them and vet them better. You can't just pick them because they got a nice, clean shirt on, like JT have a clean shirt on, JT Thornton Company, and they got all that. We still got to do a little more investigating to see what's going on. Are you what do you call that, competent? Right? Are you competent in this field? You know what I'm saying? We can't just take you at face value. All right, y'all, it's been an hour. I'm going to drop the link. Anybody want to tell me what they got to say about this situation? Y'all can come on up. Brother Taipan says, Those men were African American, Canadian, etc. The issue is not that they were choosing the wrong women. They just weren't getting chosen. No, brother, I understand. Let me ask you a question. Is it better to not get chosen by unworthy women? Or is it better to be selected by unworthy women and then put in bad situations behind that being selected, accepting that selection? That's a good question. That is a very good question. Which one should you desire more? Should you desire to be selected by unworthy women, or should you desire to not be selected by unworthy women? Which one of these things is the best thing? Good question. So, but because we have low self-esteem as black men, as a group, we have low self-esteem as black men. We are actually hurt that we are unselected by unworthy women. We are hurt by that and upset. The proof is all over the internet, right? An unworthy woman come up here and call you a dusty, and you mad. Oh, I'm not a dusty. I gotta prove it to you. I'm not a dusty. Let me go with my wallet. Let me go. You gonna do like Tony last night. Shout out to Tone, man. You know, I'm one of his subscribers, but shout out to Tone. He was just not mentally. He was just not in a good place last night. He wasn't. He got offended by the lead attorney talking about his gold and everything like that. And I don't know, man. It was a bad look on Tone. It was a bad look on Tone, and I know Tony is a smart dude. Tony, I've heard him talk. He's a smart dude, but unfortunately, he was in his feelings last night, man. And lead attorney did that. He did that court thing to him, and man, Tony the closer popped out of the jack in the box. He was popping, man, like a jack in the box. Pop, right? He was just hot. Shout out to the brother. I hope that brother's okay, man. I hope everything in his life is okay. Taipan said it's better they were not chosen by unworthy women. Okay, then what are we talking about, Taipan? What are we talking about here? For sure. Sad though, going to an office party saying many high-earning black men with non-black women. Well, I mean, I'm for love. I'm for love. I'm for love and happiness, like Al Green. I'm saying I'm for love and happiness. If you love somebody and they love you, and they not exactly the same color as you or the same culture as you, but they willing to love you, and and go with everything that comes with love. Love ain't just a word. It's not just something that you say, I love you. Oh, then you love me. No. Love has to be constantly. It's like running. I'm running. You're running. When you say you're running, that means your legs are moving. That means your legs are moving. You're doing something, right? Okay. Well, when you say you love somebody, you're moving. That means you're doing something to show them that you love them, right? It may be indirectly or directly, but you're constantly showing them that you love them. It's a lot of work. That's why a lot of people don't want to be in relationships, because it's a lot of work loving someone. Love is that's a lot of work, man. You're going to get tired loving somebody. Your legs are going to get tired. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get your feelings hurt loving somebody. Love is hard, but it's a verb. You have to be doing something so people can see. So don't let somebody just say, I love you. See, that's what a lot of these women will tell you. And men. I don't want to just say it's the women, but it's the men too. I love you. Do you really love me? Yeah, I love you. I had sex with you. I love you. Just because somebody has sex with you don't mean they love you. Men and women. There's men out there you can pay to have sex with, and there's women you can pay to have sex with. And they'll jump off of you. When you're done, they'll jump off of you like a hot potato and walk out the room, counting their money, and won't even think about you. They take that money that they just got off of you and take that money to somebody they really care about. because this world is crazy. This world is upside down, right? You can actually tell somebody that you love them just from having sex with them, when it used to be the reverse. You had to show somebody that you love them before you could have sex with them. But this world is so backwards, you don't have to show nobody that you love them to have sex with them. All you got to do is show them that you have money or swag or some other kind of foolish gimmick that they could say, okay. Most of these women will say, okay, I'll roll with you because I know you're a man. And if I have a baby, you'll stand by me. Silly women. Silly women. Silly men too. Silly men too. Sad. I felt embarrassed giving my woman. Why? Well, you ain't got to be embarrassed, brother. Never be embarrassed about your woman, man. The person you pick that cares about you. If you pick a person that cares about you, don't be embarrassed. If people say she's ugly, if people say she's short, fat, whatever, those people say stuff like that because they got their own insecurities. Who cares what your woman look like? Only thing that matters is, can she arouse you? Can this woman sexually arouse you? Then you good to go, baby. Why are you worried about what somebody else say about your woman? What do you think most of these women gonna look like after 2 or 3 children? There ain't gonna be no supermodels after no 2 or 3 children. Let me tell y'all something, man. Holy smokes. Well, let me move down the line real quick. Shout out to April Carter. Hello again, Clarence Tristan. Rest of the chat. Shout out Double Duty April. Everybody's doing double duty. Glad to see you. Brother Type said, I'm for love too. I'm just making a judgment of the cultural issue within the black community. I hear you, Type in. You know, me and you go back like car seats. I hear you. When that many of your most affluent men have to do with dudes, when that many of your most affluent men have to do what these dudes do to, then the women are flawed. The women are flawed because the men are flawed. That's why. At the root of all of these women being flawed, there's a man there somewhere. Oh no, it's the mother. See, the mother taught him that, but it was the man that disrespected and violated the mother that made the mother go crazy enough to teach the daughter to be just as foolish. Or the man wasn't there. The man wasn't there. Or the man didn't provide the proper, especially women, girls need a certain type of love from men, from a man in the house, their father. Let me say this, not men, but their father. They need a special type of consideration from their father. And it's a line that you can't cross as a father. That you can't cross this line. But see, because we so stupid, or we so young when we put ourselves in a position of being fathers or being donators of sperm to a living organism. Because I can't call you a father. A father is something different. You could be a dad. Yeah, the baby came out alive, you're a dad. But a father has many more responsibilities that go with it, right? But anyway, when you put these young men in these cities, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. So they out here, they disrespect and violate these women, and then they just leave. They say, I'm tired, right? I'm tired of being in this situation. I'm gone. And they go off and they do something else. They haven't been taught what responsibility. They don't even want to see what responsibility looks like. That brings me back to my whole point in the beginning, how black men run away from the responsibilities of the black community. They put it on everybody else. The white man, the black woman, the white woman, the gangbangers. Everybody, they put it on everybody. The preachers, everybody, they put it on the imams. They put it on everybody, right? Instead of saying to themselves, hey man, it's us. Whatever differences we got religiously, whatever differences we got, methodology wise, whatever differences we got in, what should be, we should need to at least be able to respect each other enough to sit down and try to come up with a solution for this problem, for these issues, one by one, right? I'm not saying the women are angels. Women are angels, but why aren't they angels? Why aren't they angels, Taipan? Because they don't have to be. They don't have to be. See, if they were locked out of the selection process, all this stuff you seeing out here would go away. They would be like dinosaurs. But black men that are really have the lowest self-esteem are the ones that propagate their egos by sending them super chats and sending them all kind of stuff on IG. They propagate this. Other girls see this stuff and say, "Man, that's the way to make money. I can sit in my house and take my clothes off on a camera, and I can make a ton of money. I can have these fools sending me all kind of stuff." It's us. We're supporting that behavior. Not us, not because we're the exceptional black men. We're the high value black men. Really, really. When you and your high valueness, and I'm not talking to you in particular, Taipan. I'm just talking about the general mentality on the internet of high value men. When you and your high value man, you as a high value man, what what responsibility or what are you helping to help the situation get better? You actually promoting it to be worse by telling the other black men to run off the plantation. Hey, leave everybody there. Just come on. But we got to go back and get them. No, we don't. No, we don't. This good white man, this good America, all you got to do is stay in your place. That's all you got to do. This good white man will love you. If you just you speak for him, speak out for him, he'll love you. These Negroes will step on you trying to help them, and they will. They will. They will. Now I will say that's true. They will. You got to be halfway crazy to try to help black people because black people will not appreciate it in the beginning. Over time they will. Over time they'll get it, but in the beginning they're not going to appreciate you. You see, brother Clans, we sitting here. We talk about all kind of different topics, right? We only got 12 people here, and I'm glad for the 12. I'm glad for the 12. God is good, right? But it should be packed in here. We should be all here sitting around saying, okay, brother, well, what do you think? Well, what do you think? What do you think? Okay, well, let's do this. Let's just all do, and we take small steps, right? No matter what our religious beliefs are, no matter what our social understanding is, no matter what our political party affiliation is, right? But image is important to black people. Image. A black man, a black man will be happy driving around a Lamborghini with $5 in his pocket. He'll drive around a Lamborghini with $5 in his pocket. Why? Because he'd rather be seen in a Lamborghini with the $5 in his pocket than to be driving a Nissan Versa and have that $280,000 in the bank or in an investment or in the business. That's just the way black men are because they so image oriented. Why? Because of self-esteem. When you focusing on image all the time, that's because of your self-esteem. You have poor self-esteem. We all do. We all have to overcome it as black people. We all have to overcome that. That ain't nothing new to none of us. We all have poor self-esteem based on the systematic racist systems that are in place in America, such as the media, right? The media. They will say, if you ever notice, you watch the media, The only time they tell you the race of the person if they're not white. If it's a white person that did something, they'll say a man did this. But if it's not a white person, they'll say a black man did this. A Latino person, the person is Latino, of Latino descent, they did this. The person was Asian, they did this or they did that. Most of the time. But let me move on, y'all, because we're talking about why black men don't want to get to Risa said, I love my dad to death, but he's the reason why I never got married. See, I understand. And I don't want you to get into it, Risa, but I understand, believe me, I know. There's a lot of women like that. A lot of men like that as well. Taipan said, you say the same thing with white men. You see the same thing with white men in Silicon Valley. A lot of those white guys are with Asians because white women are not far off the feminism from our women, truth be told. But here's something that the white woman will always hold her value. She may be discarded as far as there might be a small percentage of white men that would discard the white woman, but the white woman will always be in the number one catch for the white man. And the reason why is the white woman is the only woman that can physically deliver a white baby. The black woman can't do this. This is why I don't understand the divestors. That's the one they can't get around. I don't understand that one. So they have to either find somebody that's going to accept it. Now, some white guys, they will just be like, hey, I just want a cool baby. I just want a baby that's healthy. And, I don't care if it's mixed or whatever. I don't care, right? I just want my children healthy, right? There's a percentage of white guys that's like that, right? I don't care, just as long as they're healthy, right? But I think the average white person, the average white guy, that's not going to be his first choice. His first choice is going to be like in Genesis, right? Let us make man. He's gonna try to find a woman and say, "Let us make man, me and you, baby. Let's me and you make man, after our image and after our likeness." He's gonna want that baby to look like him, right? Typically, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But the black woman can't deliver that. So the divestors have a serious problem that they have to get around. Serious issue that they got to get around. That's why I understand their philosophy and how they're gonna get around. But you never see them address that issue. They don't have to, because they don't. That's an issue that they don't want to address. So if you're not going to address that issue, then you're going to have to, obviously, most of the situations are going to have to be a situation where you're not looking to actually start a family. You just, having a good time, and that's okay too. That's okay too. But just be honest. Just be honest about it. Just be honest. Anderson said, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm sorry too, sis. But, I know a lot of sisters that have gone through that situation, typically. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not even going to put that out there, Risa. Brian said, but see, preachers, and I'm trying, man. Trying to get it all off my chest, brother. Trying to get it off my chest. I appreciate the fact that y'all came in the building tonight. So you're going to get it. You're going to get it going on, man. Taipan said, my woman is pretty Arab woman. Good for you. She is actually very pretty. Okay, Taipan, we got it. We got it. She's pretty Asian chick. I mean, a pretty Arab chick. Got it. I'm just saying that it's an indictment of black culture, and that this many black men are anything but with their own. Well, it's an indictment, but on who? See, you putting the blame on the wrong person. You saying I'm blaming these crazy women for being crazy when they're not the ones that made themselves crazy. It's us that's making them crazy, right? We dropping babies on them, we leaving them, we're not paying our child support, we're not trying to take care of these children, right? Even if you can't see them every day, busting a call to them, we ain't even calling them, we ain't even, I got a son like that, right? Man, he. It might be a couple of days before we hear from him. And I got his daughter with me, right? But, he called himself being a gangster, so he's out there in the street making moves, whatever. But I'm saying, that's how we doing them. That's how we doing them out there, right? We making them crazy, but we blaming them for how. This is what I don't understand. If you're supposed to be the leadership of the black community, or you're supposed to be a leader, you're supposed to be somebody that somebody submit to. how, if somebody's supposed to submit to you, then how can they be a problem if you are in leadership? Whoever's the leader, that's the person you blame. Black man, you're supposed to be the leadership in your community, but you're not. You're not. And I'm gonna get into that right now. You laugh, you lose. Shout out to you laugh, you lose. Glad to have you in the building, man. Says go told Cannon Bunny love. She live right now. Ask her about the squirrel she ate and how she broke her arm. Okay. All right, brother. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let you get that one off. You got that one off. But what I'm gonna do is, if I see you back here again with something crazy like that, bro, I'm gonna lock you out the game, right? So shout out to you. You got that one off. Dear brother, Dale says salute to all 12. Brother Von Eric, good to have you in the building, man. And by the way, all of y'all, I put the link out there, man. So if y'all want to chase it down and get it and come up here and just talk for a minute, you know what I'm saying? I'm just putting out what I feel about it. Risa said, I understand. That's why I stay in my place, IG. I'm just built like that. I get you, Risa. I get you. I had a similar situation in my household, so I understand where you're coming from. Brother Negro said, good point, Clarence, but that kind of contradicts your I'm for love statement. How did I contradict myself, Brother Negro? I don't remember what I said to the contradiction, but if you know, man, just tell me, man. Let's talk about it. OG Patrice said, make sure to give full disclosure. Some, not all. Oh, okay. Sorry. You're right, Patrice. Some, not all. Some, not all. Some men are like this. Some women are like this, but not all. Not all. We got some good sisters out here. That's what we got. Patrice, hold on one second, y'all. We got some good sisters out here, like OG Patrice, Reese and Neil. We got some good sisters. I didn't say they were perfect, but they're good sisters, man. Good-hearted sisters. So did I do good, Patrice? Reese will say, brother, see you doing your thing, and I'm trying to get off my chest, man. But Taipan says, in a free modern society, women from every group can choose to conform to a patriarchal structure or a matriarchal one. Asian, Jews, Indians, etc. opt in Black women and don't suffer accordingly. How can Black women follow men that are not being men? That's what I don't understand that, man. I don't understand that. Can you help me understand that? Our men, not all, Patrice, but a lot of our men are not taking care of their responsibilities. Okay? And these women, just like the men, they don't vet them, and they pick men, and they think because this dude is a man or he is of a grown man age, that if the responsibility comes along with what we're doing, is in terms of having sexual contact, then he's going to step up just because he's a man. No, that doesn't happen all the time. That's why character is so important. But when I was talking to Rico earlier today, I was telling him, character is important, but they don't teach you how to. Do character, how to look for character. And Rico made a good point. That's something that you should be looking at home, right? That's something you should be taught at home, and it should be. But what if you're not being taught that at home? You're gonna get caught up a lot, right? You're not learning how to find the right kind of woman. You're gonna get caught up. Do you really want to get caught up? I don't think any of us really want that. But how come so many of us are? How come so many of us are single? Most of us are single not by choice, but we're single because we can't seem to find a quality person. Why can't we find quality people? Because are we looking for quality people? Are we searching for quality people at places where quality people would congregate? No, we don't want that. Why? Because what we want is people that we want to have sex with. We want to have casual sex with people. That's first on the list for most men, is casual sex. If I find somebody with some integrity, then we might not be able to have that much casual sex. Nah, I need to find women that don't have that much integrity. But I knew she didn't have that much integrity. That's the whole reason why I chose her, because she would be willing to have lots of casual sex with me. But then when she pulls something like, well, not pull something, but when you impregnate her and she says to you, hey, you got to pay me, child support. Now I got a problem. Well, you knew this lady was, you knew this lady was not ready. Saying somebody had that kind of character, right? Taipan says, ask them. Black women have an affinity for the worst men. I wouldn't say they have an affinity for the worst men. I would say that they don't know how to select better men in mass. I said, most of them don't know. Most of them don't know because a lot of them, they get the idea of what a man looks like from the outside media, right? Because a lot of them don't have a man in the house. So where they gonna see where they gonna see male-female relationships? Love and hip hop, right? Love and hip hop. Pick your city, right? What's the other one? Rap Wars. What I don't know. Whatever. Pick one of those shows, right? Real Housewives or whatever black city you want to name, right? Married and Foolish in this city, right? Whatever, right? Right, whatever, right? Whatever show that shows black people and the foolishness that we willing to do to get $7,000 to $10,000 an episode to go on TV to show our behinds doing stupid stuff, right? But that's where they learn how to deal with male-female relationships. And when you watch most of those shows, who's in control of the relationships on most of those shows? The women. So that's where your young women are learning how to mate select. They learning how to mate select from that situation. I mean, if anybody got something other than that to say, other than that, and when Brother New Growth, tell me where I made a contradiction, brother, because I really don't want to be contradictory. I'd rather straighten out something that I said that's a contradiction, brother. Reese said this is changing definition. This changing definition got people confused. Now men and female spots and female and men spot the damn woke stuff and school system and parent, and it's just crazy. It's crazy, Reese. It's crazy. But hopefully this is a place where we talk it out. I'm not saying everybody's going to agree with me, but we'll be able to talk it out. Taipan said, I just went to a birthday party for my nephew about a month ago. At the birthday party, a black woman doctor and lawyer had a baby by a deported personal trainer and another by a criminal. That's on them. No, I'm not saying it's not, brother. I'm not saying that they're angels out here. What I'm saying is we could change that. We as men could change that. See, when we are so desperate to show we are unprepared to get into the real game of creating and building a society, a standalone society. It's much easier to conquer sexually than it is physically. So we are stuck on the sexual conquest instead of the physical conquest, which is acquiring land, creating businesses, and supporting those businesses. I'm not saying you don't do business with white people. I'm saying you support your own first, just like white people do. White people support their own businesses first. And then if they can't find what they're looking for within the white community, then they go out. This is how they typically do business. Because they understand the mathematics of keeping that money circling around in the community. They understand that. And the JE-Dubs, forget it. You might never get none of that money. Never. But black people, soon as they get paid on Friday, they broke on Saturday morning. They pay their little bills, they buy some fried chicken, and they broke by Sunday. That's just how we do it, right? You live in paycheck to paycheck, and all that money that they spend it with other people other than black people. Why? Because you know what's wrong with us? We got a mental issue, right? Because we say this out loud. We'll say this out loud. I heard a lot of people say this. I'm not gonna make no nigga rich. Think about that for just a minute. I'm not going to make no nigga rich, but I'll make the white man rich. I'll make the Asians rich. I'll make the Latinos rich. I'll make all them rich. But I ain't going to make no nigga rich. Are you crazy? I'll let a Mack truck run over me before I do that. Where did we get that? Where did we get that mentality from? Where do we get that self-hate from? And it transfers over to our male-female relationships. We don't even see each other as worthy of doing business with each other or treating each other right. Right? Risa said they did not want to raise kids. They want to, the way they want to. Dad's not there, in a different country or jail, so mom runs it all, and that's how most want the stuff. You know what? Sometimes, Risa, but see, our women have been given the unfortunate, not all, not all, but many of our women have been given and have accepted the illusion that women can raise children all by themselves, and that's, they should raise children all by themselves, when really that's not the case, right? That's definitely not the case. But they accepted this illusion that if the government gives you money and a place to live, if the government's going to give you money, a place to live, and food, what do you need a man for? Other than a sexual experience, what you need a man for? Because a man just going to come in the house and try to tell you what to do, right? Hey, this need to be clean. Hey, this child need to be disciplined, right? A man will come in and try to he's going to try to lay down, establish a rulership. Wait a minute, hold on. You don't come in my room without knocking on the door. Oh no, you know he gonna establish some rules. A real man, right? And a real woman is gonna follow those rules. A real woman's gonna say, "Did you hear what this man said? He ain't my daddy. I know, but did you hear what this man said? We not doing it. He said this is how we doing it. This is how we doing it." A woman that really respects you gonna do that. But we don't pick women that respect us because we don't want to be respected. We want to be worshipped. We want to be worshipped, men and women. You want to be worshipped, and you ain't even worthy of worship. Why you want to be worshipped? Because you got such low self-esteem. You think if you can get people to worship you, now you somebody. You don't even know you somebody without people worshiping you. Ain't nobody got to worship you. Right? These people, man, so many of these people, they stay away from here. And that's cool. They can stay away from here. But why do they stay away from here? Because they've been told, hey, them guys over there, they down with this, all this other craziness. So because they won't cut this one person off, they are evil. Huh? Right? But they supposed to be the priest. They're supposed to be big bad Christian, right? But what the book say? The man on the side of the road, they left him for dead. The Levite walked by. Who's the Levite? In this particular situation, the Levite is the elite black person. He's the elite. He's the top level. See the black man on the road, regular old black dude, walked on by him. Who's the priest? That's the Christian. I'm in the church. 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 And he walked on by him. He walked on by. But the Good Samaritan stopped and put the man on his animal. He got off of his animal and put that man on his animal and let him ride his beast all the way to the end. And then told the innkeeper, take care of him. Give him a room and whatever he needs. And I'll pay for it on my way back. What does that tell us? What does that tell us? This man had to have some kind of character because he told the man, hey, I'll pay you on the way back. The man must have had to trust this man because he had the kind of character that he could trust him. Why? Because he's a good Samaritan. Why are we calling him a good Samaritan? Aren't all Samaritans good? No. If all of them were good, they would just say a Samaritan picked him up. But he's a good Samaritan. He's one of the Samaritans that's good. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. But the good Samaritan, he lived in Samaria. He know people can get robbed. Because the man on the side of the road, he got robbed of his raiment. They took his clothes. They took his name. They took his language. They hit him in the head. He had amnesia. They left him for dead. But the good Samaritan picked him up and took him to the inn. Told the innkeeper, I'll pay on my way back. So the question was asked, which of these three people did the neighborly thing? Well, let's context it. Jesus said, man, you need to be helping I'm paraphrasing. You should be helping everybody you can. Right? You should be helping your neighbor. So one of the slick dudes said, oh, Jesus, who's my neighbor? Because I can't help everybody, right? So who then is my neighbor? And they just sit back there. They thought he was going to put him in jail. But then he told this story. See, these two cats, the Good Samaritan and the man on the side of the road, they never met. They didn't know each other. But the Samaritan understood the man's situation and had compassion for him. Had compassion for his brother. Because he'd been there. He know what it's like to be crazy. Right? But my point, what's my point? We get attacked for helping, but which one of us did the neighborly thing? Which one of us did the neighborly thing? While everybody walked on by, who stopped to help? Which one of these people, these three, did the neighborly thing? I'm gonna leave that one out there. Y'all figure that one out. Brother Marvin said, Brother Marcus said, Marcus Garvin said, men and women have divinely appointed roles. Yes, they do. But man, it's hard to point that out to people, man, because more people are getting away from a religious text. More people are not. So now it's hard to reference religious texts with most people now because many of them have said, you know what, I had a bad experience with Christianity. I had a bad experience with Islam. I don't want nothing to do with no religion. Just leave me alone, right? They've had a bad experience. So it's hard to reference those things sometimes to people. I feel that way because I actually still practice Islam, but I just, some people don't. And that's okay. I mean, what I'm saying? Everybody's not going to see, what we got to do as black men is stop getting stuck on religious texts and keep separating and debating that. Right? Both of us are in the same pot where the fire is burning. Instead of us talking about a way out of the pot, we're arguing on who's more capable. What difference does it make? We're both in the same pot. Let's get out of this pot. We can talk about our religious differences after we deal with the situation that's in front of us, right? But Typhoon said, plenty of us do productive things. The issue is Mariah, Joel, Lyanne, etc. will come ready to submit before a woman of the community. Maybe so. Their men aren't doing stuff like that. And then they get a taste of what's going on over here and they go, oh, smokes. You know that old saying, once you go black, you never go back? They go running right back. They throw that right down. They get over here and they get done a certain way over here. They go running back, right? Typically. Right? Typically. Most interracial marriages, they don't work out most of the time. I mean, most marriages don't work out. Let me put it like that. Let me put the whole thing out there. Most marriages don't work out now, right? Most marriages are going to end in divorce, typically, right? Whether you are same culture or not, right? But an added stress is a multicultural marriage. Those marriages have even less of a chance of making it, right? Brother Negro said, we program, we have no clue why and what we do. Yeah, man. I mean, it's an ugly situation, man. It's an ugly situation. And but that's what when we say we talk about WS. WS, y'all know what that is, WS, where systems are in place. Where people say, well, show me this white man that's doing this. This white man, you don't have to show you. The system does it for them. They don't have to do it. The system does it for them. Do you understand what I'm saying to y'all? There don't have to be no one white man that stands up and says, all right, all you Negroes, y'all only going to make a certain amount of money, or you all going to do this or that. Is it? No, the system does it for them. The system creates the gap. The system puts roadblocks in place to stop you, to create the prison pipeline. The system does it. They don't have to, you can say, well, Dr. Claude Anderson has a good book called Powernomics. It's a very expensive book, but if you get that book, you'll see what I'm talking about, where there are just systems in place that will create these gaps, right? On top of that, you have the media system that feeds the need of the people to feel important. We all want to feel important. So when we feel important, most of us feel important by connecting ourselves to other things we feel important or other people we feel are important, right? I was telling y'all about the dude that this crazy fool spending $1,200, $1,300 for some Jordans. Why? Because he think when he put them shoes on, he's somebody. Our brother, man, our people are sick, man. Our people are really sick. Our people are really sick. This man spent $2,400 on a pair of shoes and wearing them outside. Not as an investment. Oh, okay, I'm gonna sell them 20 years from now for twice amount. No, he wearing them outside. Our people are crazy, man. They're crazy. But as I say, but see, ain't playing with us tonight. Hey, man, I'm trying to get it in, man. I'm trying to get it in. Nugo says, drop that sign. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Brother Marcus Garvey says, once our relationship with God has been restored, we are all called to his service, which is the ministry of reconciliation. Yeah, I'm saying that's most of the religions. I would say most, the big three, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Most of that is the focal point of those three religions. In most cases, is redemption. Right? You're redeeming someone. Right? When you come out the womb, you are deemed a person worthy of life, worthy of a chance to live a free and unindulged life, unimpaired life, right? You are deemed, but if you do something that causes you to be an issue for the body or the community, then the people have to take you out. Now you're not deemed right. Right? You're not deemed right. You got to go to the people come and get you and put you in the place, right? With the bars and everything, right? Then you go you have to go before the parole board. You have to go before the parole board, and they have to redeem you. They have to redeem you, rededicate you to being out there in life. They have to redeem you, right? Well, that's what the three major religions. The focal point, in my understanding of all three of them, is redemption, redeeming our people. But black people, because black people have such a pandemic situation, epidemic situation that is so out of control. we as black men need to jump in there and get in where you fit in. Well, I ain't no teacher class. I don't know. Okay, just read to your children. Just give your children a half an hour a day. I had a granddaughter last night. I was feeling so bad, man. I had a bad headache, everything. She said to me, Pop, can you tell me a story? I said, I told you this story so many different times. Yeah, I know, but can you tell it to me again? And I'm looking at her face, and what could I do? I had to fight off the pain and tell her this story, right? Because she wanted me. That was her connecting to me. That was her connecting to me. And she needs that. 4 years old, baby's 4 years old. But she needs to know that door is always open. I don't care what you look like, Pop. I need to know I can depend on you. I can always come to you if I need you. Whenever my wife is fussing at her sometimes, she come running right to me. Pop, I did this. I did a bad thing. I did this. I said, it's okay, but you got to go apologize. You got to go tell your grandma you ain't going to do it no more. But you can't be in here crying to me. Don't come crying to me. But I said, no, don't cry to me. And you know you did wrong. Go back in there and tell your grandma that that you did wrong. This is what you do. And then she'll go back and do it. She'll go back and apologize and say, I'm sorry, grandma. And then she'll come back and say, I did it, Papa. I said, all right, give me a high five. We adults, we don't know the power we have with these children. We men. Women know what kind of power they have. We men, we don't know what kind of power we got with these children. I want my granddaughter to find a man. I'm not perfect. I made a lot of mistakes, man. I was a nutcase before God reached down and saved me, right? But I wanted to have a man at least have the character that if he makes a mistake, he can admit it and move on. You don't want nobody perfect or pretending to be perfect. People out here, like Patrice said, man, they faking the funk out here, right? Then you get on a platform and you get with them and you take them for a friend, and then you find out that they you got nothing. You got nothing. That's what these women are doing when you're selecting these men. Same thing with you, men. You're selecting women that are not prepared. Before you start having sex with a woman, you should have already screened her. What kind of mother is this person going to be? Is she clean? Does she curse out of order? What do you mean out of order? I think we all say things that we shouldn't say every now and then. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, does she curse as a natural form of her vernacular? Do you really want a woman that has no filter like that? That doesn't know when it's time to talk a certain way and when it's time to, you should have a woman in your life that knows when it's time to be a woman and then when it's time to be a writer, right? Same thing with you, woman. You want a man in your life that don't know how to work, don't know how to do what he's supposed to do? You laying in the bed with this man and some water started leaking out the roof. And you say to him, hey, I think the roof is leaking. He say to you, well, are you going to get up there and fix it? I mean, it's, we equal. It's equality, right? You know where the ladder is out there. She said, yeah, but it's raining. Why would you want me up there? Because we equal. Do you really want that dude? You really want to be equal to somebody in that situation? You sleeping in the bed and you hear somebody downstairs. You know all your children are tucked away and locked up. So you know you have an intruder in your house. You want a man in your company that you say, oh my God, I think there's an intruder. You look on the camera, little camera thing, and you see that there's a dude with a ski mask on running around the bottom of the house. He's about to approach the stairs. The man say, "Oh yeah, you go get them. I'll go make sure the kids are okay." You want that man? You got to be out here testing out these people's characters, man. Is that the kind of man you really want? But a lot of y'all are dealing with men like that. A lot of y'all are dealing with women like that, right? It's not what you want. You want a man. A man is gonna come into your house. If you were a real man, is gonna come in and try to establish it. He tried to tell me what to do, girl. Of course he did. Of course he did. That's what we as men do. Of course we're gonna come in and try to tell you what to do. Hey, you know what? This corner is that's not clean. This needs to be fixed. That need to be done. This need to be done. A real man's gonna come in. If you invite him into your house, don't get mad when he starts setting some boundaries on everything. He gonna come. That's what he gonna do, right? That's what he gonna do, man. He ain't gonna play around. Y'all need to pick that up. Hey, stop making all that noise in there. Stop making all that noise in there. Hey, brother, you ain't cutting the grass. Well, my daddy used to let me cut it like this. Well, I'm not your dad, and I'm trying to help you, son. So I want you to listen to me because I'm gonna be here, and I want to help. I want us to be able to work together, and for us to work together, I'm gonna listen to you, but I need you to listen to me. And the way you're doing this is incorrect. I know your dad probably told you how to do it, but maybe he didn't see it the way I saw it. So I see it this way. Will you at least work with me to try and do? I mean, you know, you can be diplomatic or whatever, but a real man's gonna come in and set some rules. You can tell me what to do. Then don't expect a real man. If you want a dude that's gonna come into your life, give you all his money, never tell you what to do, and never try to establish no boundaries with you, well then, I don't see how you're gonna respect that as a woman because internally you know better than that. You know internally that's not how things are supposed to go, right? Y'all got me on one tonight. Brother said, "Thank you, Brother C. Spirit is speaking through you tonight. Thank you for calling live." Yeah, thank you, Brother A. Appreciate you, brother. Marcus Garvin says, one-star relationship. Marcus Garvin says, "Everything I'm responsible for is living and thriving because I submitted to God." Good for you, brother. Good for you. That's the spirit of life working. Yeah, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And when we talked about what God is, He's forgiving. He's forgiving. He's forgiving. He knows we got a lot of stuff going on with us, man. So He's forgiving. He's forgiving. If we willing to be sincere about, turning around, He'll forgive us. He may still forgive us anyway, even if we ain't sincere, right? But some of us are sincere, but we got the bad habits run so deep, we are like an R. Kelly type person. Some of us, right? Where the bad is just we so possessed by wickedness that we can't escape that wickedness, right? And we can't sit still enough because you have to sit still to be able to get that wickedness to get out of you. You got to sit still. And some of us, we just so caught up, man. It's difficult. We can't even think outside of the wickedness that we have submitted to. So it's run so deep. We don't even see it as wickedness no more. We see it as normal. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. Brother A say, "That's beautiful. Appreciate you, man." Brother Negro said, "The girls love their dads. From us, they are learning how they should be treated by a man." It's powerful. Yeah, Brother Negro. Brother A, we don't realize, man. We don't realize the power we got with these little girls, man. I remember my granddaughter she would always look at me funny because I never kissed her on her mouth. I never kissed her on her mouth. I always kissed on the top of her head. And one day she asked me, said, "Papa, why you don't ever kiss me on the lips?" I said, "That's not my place, baby. That's not my place to kiss you on your lips. That's for your daddy if he decides to do that. But for me, this is where I'm supposed to kiss you. Do you understand that?" "Yeah, I understand. It's okay. I still love you." And every once in a while, she'd kiss me on the cheek, right? She'd be like, "Well, I'm going to kiss you on your cheek." Right? She a woman. She a black woman. I'm gonna kiss you. Well, you might kiss me, but I'm kissing you on your cheek, right? She make me laugh. But what's my point, brothers? What's my point? I don't put myself in no bad situation around her, and I want her to always see, when she see me, she see a soldier standing up tall on what I'm talking about. She ain't never got to worry about being violated by her grandfather. Never. She ain't never got to worry about that. That ain't even got to be something that enter her head. There's always a line there that I'm never going to cross. Never. And she know it. And so she's able to relax around me because she know she's in a protected area. Y'all hear me? Some of y'all hear me. Y'all hear me? Bonnie said, man, I'm scared of mice. Just saying, you know what kind of man I am. All right, Bonnie, you got some work to do, brother. You got some work to do before you become a wife, man. Y'all, hold on 1 second. Let me turn the light on. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. All right, now we got some light in here. I can see a little bit. Old man's eyes getting bad. Can't see. Can't see it here, man. All right, y'all. Yeah, man. This is it. This is how it go. We got to be better men. And I know it's hard, man. It's hard for us as black men, right? Because white man is the one that taught us that we don't have to take care of our women, right? The whole slavery situation taught us, man, we don't have to take care of our women. White man will take care of our women for us, right? So we really, and they always have programs to help them. Not always. Let me take that back. Because there was a point in time we were struggling together. We knew that all we had was each other. Now, what we want is money now. What we wanted back then is we wanted to be loved. We wanted to be respected. We wanted to raise our children, push them into better lives. In today's world, we try to live our best life. We don't even know what parenting is. Parenting is sacrifice. You sacrifice your life for any of you guys familiar with the show Ultraman? Remember the show Ultraman? What was the show Ultraman based on? It was based on a what do you call that? An alien, one of these aliens that goes around saving the galaxy, crash lands on the Earth, right? Kills this Japanese cat, kills him, right? So, what did the alien do? He said, hey, he in the spirit world, he told his people, hey, I have to give my life to this man because I'm the one that killed him. I have to give my life to him. Whenever he uses this beta capsule, I will appear. But once the work is done that I need to do, fighting the monsters or whatever, I will release my energy back into him. Right? Is that Ultraman? Right? Why? Because he's the one that killed the guy. So he said, I got to sacrifice my life. I got to give him let me give him my life. Because that was an unintentional situation. That's parents. We parents. Whether it's intentional or unintentional. We got to give our lives to these children. We got to give our lives to these children. These children deserve us. They deserve us to be fully ready to sacrifice for them. Right? Y'all know what the word father means, right? Father means further. Further, as Mr. Parker taught us, further. You're supposed to push your children further than you. If you can. Right? Some people say, oh, them slaves, they laid down. Why you think they went through that? Because in their brain, All they had to focus on was one day, maybe not 100 years from now, maybe not 200 years from now. Thank you, Brother Marcus. It does mean the submission to the will of God. Absolutely. Actually, Islam means peace and submission to the will of God. Absolutely. But what was I talking about? We got to get back to that. We got to get back to sacrificing for these children. See, some of us are so young, we don't understand what sacrifice means, what being parents are. A parent is a sacrificer. You have to sacrifice your life. Well, I don't want to sacrifice my life. Well, don't be a parent. Don't be so quick to be a parent. I want to sacrifice my life. I ain't ready. I want to do all this. I want to do all these different things. Don't start having babies then. And don't get involved in activities where the probability of you having a baby is going to jump from 0 to 99.9%, right? Right? That's bringing us back around to the point I was making at the beginning. The black man has the power to change this. Oh, we can't change it because, see, the white man is holding us back. Oh, is he? How? Well, it's racism. Well, racism exists. Yeah, I would say I agree with you. But there's so many different things we can do around it, and racism is no longer profitable. See, racism was profitable. There was a period in time where you and me and us as a group, we couldn't connect to the outside world. We had to go through the Caucasian to do everything in a business manner, right? That made racism. That meant that they could make racism profitable because they could keep you in a state of suspended animation, and just like the Matrix, and they would just suck the energy out of you, right? Keep you in a situation where they could control where you spent your money, how you spent your money, who you spent it with, where it was going. All of that was controlled, right? Hey, Jim. Yeah, Jim. You gotta buy ice from my buddy Katie over here, Cato. But you can only buy ice from this man. But we always get our ice from Big Bob. No, now you're getting it from Cato. But what's gonna happen to Big Bob? I don't know, and I don't care. But your wife works for me, so you gonna buy this ice from this man. That's how that's gonna go. And we had to put up with that. Now there's no excuse. You can literally connect to any part of the world that has an internet connection. You can literally connect to any place in the world. What's the biggest site out here in the internet? Don't tell me it's Metaverse. Don't tell me it's YouTube. Don't tell me it's Google. It's a site called Alibaba. That's a Chinese website. That's the biggest site on the internet. Has the most traffic. So you can't say no more, oh, well, we can't build it. We can't do it. You can build it. Well, what's stopping us? Ego. Ego. And a perpetual dependence on Caucasian thinking process, the thinking process of the Caucasian people. And shout out, nothing wrong with that, but that works for them. It may not always work for us. You follow what I'm saying? It may work for them. It may. But it may not always work for us. They are not in a situation. No, Alibaba is a place where you can literally go there right now, brother A. You can go there right now and start your own business right now. You can go there right now. You can buy bobby pins in bulk or whatever. They sell everything in bulk. You go over there and buy it in bulk and come over and bring it over and ship it over here. And so that's how a lot of people are making all this money with the drop shipping, because they're using the site Alibaba, right? But they will charge you I should have charged you $500 to tell you that, right? Because they charge you $500 in a course to tell you that, right? And so these YouTubers, they with these courses, right? They charge you $500 to tell you that you could go to Alibaba.com and you can order all of this stuff and set up a business, set your business up, right? But anyway, but what's my point in bringing that up? My point is you got an avenue to do whatever. So therefore, races, they can't restrict you anymore and say, well, we're gonna restrict you. We can still make money because we can restrict your income. They can't restrict you no more. Racism is now becoming more and more just an ego-driven thing now. They used to actually profit off of it. It's very difficult to profit off of racism anymore. Like I said, I tell you guys a lot of times, right? I'm sitting here in LA. Port of Long Beach is out there. Port of LA, is out there in Long Beach, right? Out there in Wilmington. You know how many containers they got stacked on containers, stacked on containers, stacked on containers, stacked on containers. They ain't got enough dudes with trucks to get all that stuff out of here. Why do you think it used to take 3 days to deliver something. Now it takes 7 days to deliver it. Why? Because all the containers are sitting out there, right? They ain't got enough dudes with trucks. But guess what? Now they don't care what your color is. They used to care. Oh, you can only be this race doing it. You used to only be white doing it. Then you could only be Latino doing it. Now they don't care who. They don't care. You got a truck and you can haul this load. Man, come on, get it. Come on, get it. At least that's how they doing it out here in Long Beach. People don't care, man. So now, since people don't care, you ain't got no excuse. You ain't got no excuse. You got no excuse why you can't build something for yourself. I think y'all are getting tired. I might be a little tired, so I think y'all might be getting tired. You don't want to hear the old man talking. So I'm going to shut it down. I try to put the link out there for y'all. What do y'all think, man? As a black man, should he be in a position to be held responsible for what's going on in the black community? Should he be held responsible? Should the black woman be held responsible? Who should be held responsible? Who's going to fix it? God's going to fix it. God, we're going to sit here and we'll pray. We'll pray for God. Pray to God, and God will come and fix it. Is God going to fix it? Or is God going to fix you so that you can fix it? A man is as good as the work he can accomplish. A man is as good as his word. Even if you just can set some rules in the house, even if you might be disabled, but even if you could just set rules in the house. Okay, so you can't climb up there because you got a busted leg or a busted arm or whatever. But you can set rules, standards. That's what we as men are supposed to do. We're supposed to set standards. We're supposed to set an order for a house and say, okay, this is acceptable. This is not acceptable. This is acceptable. This is not acceptable. And the woman's supposed to walk behind you and say, you're right. This is this is unacceptable. Okay, I'll change that to this. Just like when she comes to you and say to you, it's unacceptable for you to hang out with your friends all night and come in at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's unacceptable. You're supposed to say, oh, okay, I didn't know I was offending you by doing that. I understand. Life is full of sacrifices for people that want to be men. If you don't want to be no man, don't be, but see, the problem when we got here is we got all these men with no responsibilities trying to tell men that have real responsibilities how to handle responsibility. You got people that's not married telling married people how to be married. You got people that's not in relationships telling people how to be in relationships. This world is upside down and inside out. You got to find somebody who you can trust, who you know, hey, this person gonna give me the right information. I'm not saying maybe it's not me, maybe it's somebody who you trust. I'm telling you what I tell my own son. Maybe you don't trust me. Okay, cool. But find somebody you trust, man. Somebody who's gonna really talk to you straight and tell you, nah, player. That's what I like about Rico, man. Me and Rico we was on the phone arguing this morning about the topic this morning, right? But what I know about Rico and what Rico know about me, we're not gonna let each other skate. We go if he say something that's out of pocket, I'm gonna say, wait a minute, Rico, wait a minute, what was that? Say that again. And he gonna do the same thing to me. Wait a minute, Clarence. I just want to let you know that maybe ain't everybody know. You might mean it this way, but it came off like this. So maybe you might want to say this another way, right? See, I like having Patrice is the same way. Patrice will, talking about a checker. Holy smokes, Patrice will check you. I mean, she will give you the virtual hug. She will get you after she check you. She'll give you the virtual hug, but she will she will check you, and that's what you don't want. You don't want to put yourself in a position where Patrice is checking you. Oh man, but I see it all as love. But yeah, man, we as men, man, we got to move out. We got to move out, man. We got to stop blaming everybody else and doing all that. We got to move out. Am I wrong? Do y'all think I'm wrong? Do y'all think there's something else I'm missing? Am I missing something? Right? I'm saying that the black man is responsible for the black community, the upheaval and the reason why. Now, there's reasons why the black man is in the situation he's in, but going on and on into that is really of no consequence, because we need to make a move to change everything now. And those of y'all with daughters, those of you guys with daughters, I want you to think about how important you are to your daughters. I want you to think about that. I want you to consider that you are the prototype for what this woman is going to be looking for. When she turns into a woman, what's she going to be looking for? You, the prototype. So if you crazying off your rocker, she going to be looking for a crazying off his rocker type dude. If you more settled down and more, responsible, she's going to look for that in a man. What you want to do is you want to be the kind of man that you want her to be with, that, not perfect. Ain't no man perfect out here. There ain't no man that don't mess up out here. Come on now. We ain't talking. I love my granddaughter, but I know that she might have a frog or two. She might kiss a frog or two before, she find the real thing. But she think back and say, my grandfather never taught me. He never treated me like this. You want them being mistreated to be foreign to them. You don't want them to see that and say, oh, well, that's how I go. I guess I should be mistreated. Because that's how I saw my dad mistreat my mom. I saw my mom mistreat my dad. So or your son. You mothers, you got your son and you mistreating your husband. Your son go out and get a girl that just run all over him. And he said, well, I guess that's where it's supposed to be, because my dad, he got run over. So I'm going to let myself get run over. Come on, man. We got to stop this. We got to stop the cycle. But it starts with us as black men. The onus is on us. What are we going to do? Are we going to each one teach one, man? I ain't telling y'all got to go out here and go be with other people's children. No, man, you got enough children at home. You got your own children. Just all we got to do is teach our own children. If every black man just taught his own children, we'll be doing a lot better. We'll be doing a lot better. But this is not a conversation for the weak stomach, people that got weak stomachs. This is not a conversation for them. Shout out to all of y'all that hung out to the end, man. I appreciate y'all. Those of y'all, especially those of y'all that did double duty today. I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Y'all the reason why I do all of this stuff, man. Because I could be doing a lot of other stuff, just like y'all could be doing a lot of other stuff. But we come together to try to teach the people, man. Hopefully somebody out there can get something out of this. Maybe now, maybe they got some out of it live. Maybe they get it on a replay. Who knows? But we never know whose light we gonna turn on by just being, just sharing the information. And y'all don't be scared to share no information, man. Y'all come up here, man. I'll put the link out. I may not call you by name, but come on up here. Y'all know y'all, New Grove, Anderson, all you guys, Bon Air, you guys know you guys are welcome to come here. You hit that link, Daryl. You guys are welcome to hit that link, man. Hit that link. Come on up here. I may not call you by name, but if I put the link out there, anybody's welcome to come up here. Whether you agree with me or not, right? This ain't some of these people's shows, right? Where they got it's the cone of silence, right? Chief, I just want to tell you that they did this 7 o'clock yesterday. What? 7 o'clock yesterday. What? And the guy outside the cone is like, they did that 7 o'clock. Oh, right? They got the cone of silence on, but the guy outside the cone has to relay all the information, man. I mean, it's silly, right? You're very welcome, Sister Rita. Very welcome, very welcome. I can relate to you, man, because my father was also very much alcoholic, man, and very much I would come home and literally have to pull them apart from each other, man. A lot of times, man, I'll come home from school. So I understand your situation. Yeah, Get Smart. Remember Get Smart? But they had the cone of silence. Some of these content creators had a cone of silence where, only the people in the cone of silence, they all agree with them, right? Everybody agrees with them, and they, not talking about anybody in particular, but there's a part in the Bible where, in Revelations, there's a lady that's sitting on she's sitting on a beast, and she's not a lady that is well thought of. Let me just say it like that, right? And she says to the people, "I sit as a queen and shall see no sorrow," right? Because she's sitting on a beast. The beast backs up her whatever she say, right? The beast capes for her. The beast is her caper. Missed it by that much, right? You know what I'm talking about, Risa, right? But the beast is caping for this lady. So the beast capes for the lady. So the lady says, "I sit as a queen." She's nothing like a queen, but she says, "I sit as a queen. I sit as a queen." Not I am a queen. I sit as a queen. Like, she knows she's not a queen. She'll never be a queen. But she's sitting as if she's a queen. Right? "I sit as a queen and shall see no sorrow." But man comes out of nowhere and says, "O you virgin daughter of Babylon, sit thou down in the dust." Right? What did he mean? What did he mean? Let me just explain this, and then I'm done. I'm out of here. What did he mean? He said, "Oh, you virgin daughter of Babylon." What is a virgin? A virgin has never been rocked before, right? But this kind of woman has had sex. So we obviously talking about the virginity of sex. We're talking about the virginity of having your ideology rocked, right? You ain't had your ideas rocked. Nobody has challenged you. So you a virgin to being challenged. He said, "Oh, you virgin daughter of Babylon, sit thou down in the dust." See, she wasn't expecting a man to come out of nowhere to say, "Sit down in the dust," and challenge her, and then not only challenge her, but have greater ideas. His thinking process was at a higher level. He was able to just sound her. Just boom, put her down in the dust, just mentally. But she was a virgin. You virgin daughter of Babylon. What is Babylon? They had a tower that they wanted to make the touch to go to heaven, right? They were going to build this tower that went all the way to heaven, the Tower of Babel. But God supposedly, the story goes that God made it so that everybody was talking so many different languages they couldn't connect with each other to make this to even get it to go. Why? Because he knows it's going to fall. He's never going to get where it's supposed to go. He knows it's going to fall. They're going to kill themselves. He had to stop them on his own. Well, they thought that they thinking it's a bad thing. Sometimes, see, you try to do something, God stop you. It ain't for him. It's for you. It's for you. He's stopping it for you. You making that relationship not work for you. You got to be strong enough to say, you know what, this ain't gonna work. I got to get out of here. Huh? Man, y'all hear me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving your little brother, a little bit of time to share some of this. I don't know if I want to call it wisdom. It depends on who you ask. But let's just say share some of this information with you. Share some information with you, and hopefully you got something out of it. Because I'm just your little brother. I'm not nobody who wants you to. I don't need no. I'm trying to build a community, but not to be in front of the community, to be a part of the community, so that we can do things to help people that don't have this information. We can do whatever we can do, even if it's just reading books to your own children. Remember what I gave you? How many of y'all did that homework I gave y'all yesterday? I gave y'all homework. I sent y'all home. I said, hey, give everybody in your house a compliment. Just give them a compliment. But Clarence, my son, he don't do this. My daughter don't do this. You know, I know. But give them a compliment. Just say, you know what, brother? My son, I told him, I said, man, you got to wash your dishes every day. Okay. But he will make sure he don't wash them all. He'll leave a pan here, a pan there, just to mess with me. Because you know that's going to drive me crazy, right? But I say, hey, brother, I appreciate you washing all these dishes. By the way, you left this here, but I appreciate what you did do. I appreciate that. We got to work on you completing everything, right? Told my granddaughter, hey, that's a pretty dress you got on. And my wife told her, hey, look, you know, you looking nice today, girl. You looking good as always. Thank you for always trying to make yourself enjoyable for me to look at. What happens when we give our people compliments? We so busy striking each other, striking out at each other because we're so frustrated with our lives. We're not realizing what we're doing to these people around us. Meanwhile, you go to work, right? Hi, Susie. Hi, Bob. Hi. You treat everybody at your job like they, you know, that they got roses coming out their rear end, right? Then you go home fussing at everybody. God, dog it. We're not doing that no more, y'all. We're not doing that no more. Let's try to change. I'm talking about me too. I'm, you know, even though I get unhappy with some situations, I got a lot less patience than I used to have when I was younger. But I got to try to have more because I got a granddaughter, man. My granddaughter don't understand you don't feel good. She don't understand. I told y'all, she wanted me to read that story to her, or not even read it, but she just wanted me to tell her story, right? What does she care about whether not that she don't care, but she doesn't, her desire is so great, it overlooks the fact that I made me feel bad. Until she starts seeing me kind of, you know, not feeling good, then she may interject and say, hey, that's okay. Sometimes she'll come and see me falling asleep and she want to wake me up, but she know, I got to let him sleep. He needs to sleep. She that smart at 4 years old already. We got to start rewarding our people at home. Don't let the world reward them. We reward them. We reward them with our continence. Oh, man. Brother C's about to go into another whole hour. Thank y'all for listening. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all again on Thursday. Okay? On Thursday, we're going to have something else to talk about. If y'all want to talk about something, y'all hit me in the email. Hit me up and let's do it. But, hey, if you didn't do what I asked you to do on Sunday, do it today, please. And do it before Thursday. Just compliment everybody in your household. If you live by yourself, Call your mama and compliment her. If your mama's not with us no more, call your daddy and compliment him. If he's not with us no more, call one of your relatives and just compliment them. Compliment somebody. Compliment somebody. Just to pass that along. Just so we can start getting used to complimenting our people. We can stop jumping on top of our people, man. Because they need us to, we need to be more supportive of each other instead of so aggressive with each other. All right, that's it. I promise. I'm done. All right, I will see y'all on Thursday. Strong performance from the chat. Strong performance from the chat. As always, strong performance from the chat. You guys did a great job on the one before. Everybody that did double duty, Risa, everybody that did double duty, New Growth, all of you guys that did double duty. I think, Daryl, you did some double duty too. Everybody that did double duty, we appreciate y'all. Once again, strong performance from the chat. As always, strong performance. Okay, and now it's another thing. I don't know if it's coming on today or next week, but I want y'all to go over to Easily Rigged. That's over there on Knowledge and Relationships. I don't know if it's playing today or not, but y'all go over there and check out Knowledge and Relationships, man. Hey, man, I'm telling you, Big Rig Slaps and Be Easy, that dude, they got a good show over there, man. I mean, same thing, Daryl Long. Go over there, check out Daryl Long. Got some really good content now. Really good content. But go check these young cats out, man. They're doing a lot of good work. All right, y'all. See y'all on Thursday, and thank y'all for doing double duty. Appreciate y'all. Peace.